Kings and Queens, Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well. And you are loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You're loved, celebrated, and appreciated. So Macron begs Africans as Air France loses some millions. This is getting so interesting, Your Majesties. Remember, prior to this whole begging of Africans, he said Africa is his home and his continent. Don't mind me. It sounds funny, okay? It sounds funny. It sounds funny because this is the same man who threatened a lot of Africans. Not a lot of Africans. He threatened Africans, especially when the issue of the Sahel was still up there. He threatened a lot of us, a lot of Africans, even in France. There are some footballers and some those in the entertainment industry who are Africans from the Sahel region, and then some from Central Africa, that were denied one or two things because of the issue that was going down in the Sahel. And he went here and there, did everything possible just to deal with the Sahelians. Remember the initial time when this whole issue started, when the military freedom fighters took position as leaders. It was the French government themselves that said that Air France would not fly through that region anymore because that region is a red zone and they wouldn't want to get involved. So they felt like prohibiting or refusing that Air France go to that region will make Africans come to beg and say, oh, please bring Air France. But there's no way for us to travel to France. And France, obviously, you see, is heaven, huh? So a lot of Africans want to go to France. A lot of Africans are going to America, to UK, to Canada, to other parts of the collective West. So they felt like saying that withholding their airline is like a punishment to the Sahel. To them, they felt like they need to teach these guys a lesson. They didn't know that Africa had changed. Okay, now, yes, in as much as there's a lot still going on, we should still be grateful that we have reached this state. We should still be grateful as melanated people that we have reached this state. And that is the state of saying, the stage where we say, no, we're not going to take this anymore. No, I can't do this anymore. Even if it's not all of us who have that kind of heart right now, but gradually we are building on it, and everything is done gradually, and with time we still have people who will stand up right to the colonizer, to the enemy, and say enough is enough. So they never knew that, even from the region it came from, they never expected that a region like the Sahel would do this to them. Sorry. When you look down on somebody so much and feel like the person is so tiny, the person can't do anything, and you're so hopeful that the person is going to come crawling back to you and begging. And then the reverse became the case of the Sahel and the French government, because you withheld your airlines, and then instead of these guys to come and beg and start crying, okay, you can now come back. We are sorry, we made a mistake. Hey, our freedom fighters say, this time around, we are ready for you. We have been planning you in our mind since. This time around, we are ready for you. And they refused to do anything. They said, okay, since you've banned your airlines from flying our airways, you can just hold your airlines with yourself there. And then we'll look for other means. We'll look for alternatives. Some of these prohibitions and sanctions, I think they were given to the Sahel, I think was what even aided the Sahel to grow out of expectation. Okay, because they were deprived of a lot of things. They was, okay, we're going to cut this off, we're cutting that off, we're cutting this off, thinking that the Sahel will come back crying, begging for mercy and acting that they return. But the Sahel said no, this time we are serious and we are saying no to you. So when that happened, now you are the one that claim you are the boss, you are the superior, you decided to withhold whatever it is you think you are giving to help your those who are under you, and they didn't come back to beg. They were so ashamed of themselves, there's nothing they could do. And now this very airline is going down. It's going down because majority of those who fly these airlines are Africans. Majority of those who fly these airlines are Africans. And since you claim that you are holding your airline from coming to our airways, You see, that is the result. And they are feeling the heat now. Okay, let's listen to the information and then we take it on from there, Your Majesties.
In a dramatic twist of events, the French company Air France's decision to suspend all its flights to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, aiming to apply pressure to local authorities, has spectacularly backfired. You see, the airline burned its wings, involving itself in political matters, siding with its government in applying pressure and challenging these African nations during the diplomatic tensions with Paris. But when the French company wanted to lift the ban and resume flights, these Sahel nations retaliated by revoking its clearance to fly to their countries. Basically, these countries said, where your madness ends, ours begins. And according to reports in 2023, the company recorded a staggering 65 million revenue loss compared to 134 million profits from the same period the previous year. Clearly, this wasn't volunteering or charity work because the French company was generously benefiting from flying to these countries, but they chose to shoot themselves in the legs. Why? I don't know. Meanwhile, their competitors who didn't get involved in these political matters are enjoying the fruits of their silence. You see, in my village, they say, if your throat can swallow a knife, then your backside must begin to wonder how to expel it. Now the French carrier is scrambling to mend fences, and this week alone, the CEO emphasized the critical importance of the Malian market to the group. Like they say in Côte d'Ivoire, si tu empruntes le chemin de je m'en fous, tu vas te retrouver au village de si je savais.
Your Majesties, you know, when he said that, I said, where the Sahel leader said, where your madness that ends, Macron, that is where our own begins. And that is the truth. Okay, where Macron and his cohort felt like, let's show them our power, let's show them that we are the ones in charge. Who are they? Who are they? Remember that senator, the American senator, who was seriously giving lectures to his colleagues, and he was telling them that the life of the precious life of Americans are there in the hands of the thugs. He called the Sahelians thugs. Okay, call them people who do not have respect for human, like like we've suffered, and it's time that we show the world that we also know how to be diplomatic, we also know how to be democratic, and we also know how to revoke whatever freedom that we give to the world. Now, so where Macron's madness ends, that is where the Sahel leaders' madness begins. And that's exactly what we see today. When they said that they were lifting the ban, they are lifting the ban. Okay, our airlines cannot fly through your airways. The Sahel leader said, please, we are banning your airlines to stay off our airways. And of course, it affected their economy. If the continent of Africa today decide to withdraw whatever it is that they allow out of the continent to Europe and America, the whole of Europe and America will fall in no time. See, it's not because we bragging or we just saying what we don't know. These are facts that you can just do some. You don't even need to do serious critical thinking about it. You just need to sit down and then put two and two together and just get the answer. That if the continent decides today, every region in the motherland, that they are not allowed anything crossing their waters, their airline, their airspace, and whatever out of the motherland to Europe and America. They are not letting anything crossing to Europe and America. There will be no West in existence. Yes, I'm saying this with my full chest because that is the fact. So, what do you think about this? Now, Macron is begging for mercy and he's telling the whole of Africa that Africa is also his home and his continent. Remember when Macron came out and was exclaiming that Africa is his home and continent? This thing is fishy. Something is wrong. And after he said this, before you know, begin to hear that Air France have lost a lot because the Malian government decided to say, okay, where your madness ends, that is where our madness is beginning. And a whole lot of other things that happened between the Sahel leaders and the government of France. So leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, and I'm going to see you in my next one. Should the Sahel government forgive France, as the Bible has said that we should forgive our brothers and sisters, okay, and welcome back. Welcome them back. Should the African people forgive France and say, okay, since you are now our brother and this continent is also your home, you are now welcome. We are forgiving you for everything that you have done to us. We have accepted you back home. Or the African people should say, no, there's no forgiveness in this one. We are not forgiving. This time around, we are not Christians. And this time around, we are not Muslims, so we don't have any religion. We are sticking to do me, I do you. Since you have done this to me, I'm going to retaliate and do it to you. There's no calling God in this one. We all will face our punishment as it is due. Alright, leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section. I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.